Do you have annoying pests that have made their way into your home? Never fear, we're going to make some DIY pest repellers. I cut out the center of a paper plate that would fit into the inside of the ice cream bucket. I removed the handle, poked holes where the handle used to be all the way through, and then slid a wooden skewer through the bucket. Next, I grabbed my paper plate and I taped it to the skewer so that it floated on top. I took a second paper plate and folded it up and made a counterweight with it. I stapled it closed. I cut out an edge onto the ice cream bucket so that the counterweight could stick outside of that lip. Place your bait, I'm using sunflower seeds, onto the top on the opposite side of the counterweight. I'm using a plastic wolf to resemble a mouse. As it works its way towards the bait, it will tip and then the counterweight will pull back and close the trap, trapping the mouse inside. Save your 2-liter old pop bottles, remove the label and rinse them out. Cut the top portion of the 2-liter bottle off. Next, grab an old potato, cut it all up and place it in the bottom of the 2-liter pop bottle. Place the top half upside down into the top so it looks like a funnel. The bugs will fly into the bottle to get the deteriorating food and be trapped inside the bottle. Cut citrus fruit in half and place some cloves, whole cloves, into the fruit. Between the cloves and the citrus, it will repel bugs. Start by adding 4 drops of Dawn dish soap into the bottom of a jar of your choice. Add 1 tablespoon vinegar, 1 teaspoon sugar, and 1 cup of water. Mix thoroughly till everything is dissolved. Place a piece of saran wrap over the top of the entire jar and hold it into place with a rubber band. Poke small holes into the top. The gnats will make it in to get to the sugary water, and they'll be trapped inside and won't be able to get back out. Start by cutting some fruit up and placing it in the bottom of the jar. Citrus fruit works best for this. Next, add some basil and fill the glass up with water. Add some drops of essential oil. Lemon is preferred or lemongrass. The basil and the citrus fruits will repel the bugs. As an added bonus, add a desirable tea light on top for ambience. Did you know that tea lights float? 1 tablespoon Dawn dish soap into 1 cup of water. Pour into a spray bottle and use this to spray infested plants. The soap will stick to their exoskeleton and break it down and kill those pests.
And I hope this inspires you to create some indoor traps of your own.
Today we're going to be talking about natural weed killers. One of our natural weed killers is going to be vinegar. So you can start with a spray bottle of any size and adjust this really easily. And now I'm going to pour my vinegar into the bottle, filling it all the way up. Next, I'm going to place some table salt into the vinegar. And give it a little shake till it gets all the way in there. I'm going to place the lid back on. And I'm going to give it a little shake. Next, I'm going to come over to the weed and I give it a little squirt. Make sure it's good and coated. Now I leave it for 24 hours. For this next one, I've got another squirt bottle and inside I've filled it with water. I'm going to go ahead and add some Castile soap to the mix, which is a natural soap. Go ahead and add about a tablespoon or 2 to this water bottle. Now, if you were working with a bigger water bottle, you'd want to use a little more. Next, I want to add some more table salt to this one, just like before. And I'm going to pour that in to the squirt bottle, give it a little tap, and I give it a little shake. This is another new weed coming up in our driveway, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this with the soapy water, like so. And again, I leave this for 24 hours. And the last one I'm going to show you is my electric kettle, which has boiling water in it. This one's probably the most natural and works great for cracks in your sidewalk. So I'm just going to pour the boiling water onto this plant, and once again I'm going to wait for 24 hours to see what it looks like. Okay, we've waited 24 hours. It's gonna snow soon, so we wanna get this shown. So this is the vinegar one, and as you can see, it's primarily gone. This one's the dish soap, and you can see there's a little bit of the green still left in it, but ultimately it's also gone. And we've got our boiling water one, which is also, for the most part, gone. It looks like there's a little bit of root left, so I'll probably be hitting that up. So as we're gearing up for the spring, let's take a look at the garden at some other things I do for weed prevention. So placing mulch anywhere you can around tree trunks. This one happens to be in my garden. This is great. You'll want it to be 2 inches to 3 inches deep, and it will smother all weeds. So in my garden last year, I grew a straw bale garden, and the garden did fantastic. When I was done growing what I needed to, I pulled out the items that were growing and I tore apart the rest of the bale. The bale itself was naturally falling apart because of the way the garden was working, but this will stop all the weeds from growing in the garden, and then all I need to do is move this hay out to plant the new garden or put new straw bales on top. You can also use hay or straw around your flower gardens, your tree trunks, and more. And let's not forget what's organic and natural in our yards. So our tree leaves, we went ahead and covered into this particular flower garden, and as we go into spring, I will be removing all of those leaves or mulch them in so that it helps with the ground and makes it even more rich and the soil more rich. So sometimes weeds will start to get long and maybe you can't pull them because they're really tight. So one thing that you can do is get some scissors or some trimmers and trim off the weed all the way down so that it won't sprout and then seed out and spread like hotcakes in your yard. Sometimes we might get grass in unwanted spaces as well. It may grow underneath your edging. So the best way to get this out is to get a little trowel or a shovel and dig it up and get those roots. You can shake off the extra soil and then again, toss it aside. Make sure it's not gonna grow back. If you leave it in the same space, chances are it's gonna grow back right into the rich soil. So you wanna remove it from the space. And again, just like before, when it's damp, it's a little easiest to work with. So I hope this inspires you to try some natural weed killers of your own. Again, I'm Chas from Chas's Crazy.